moment?
Yeah, well, we had an exciting win against St. Louis the other night. Played pretty well as a team, much better than we played at St. Louis a week ago. And the thing I was excited about was to see Erica Burgess attacking the basket like we really want her to. That was really one of the differences in the game was she came out and was just relentless in transition, and I felt like that got our whole team energized. She's got a chance to be a special player, and when she plays like that, it certainly helps our cause. And we have to turn our attention to finals, and it's been a good finals. We had some light practices and have really had a lot of energy in practice. Thought the team has done an exceptional job for finals week, and we're preparing for an Evansville team that we played at home already. Came away with a victory at home by about 15 points, and in a game where we forced 30-plus turnovers. I'm sure they'll be much more prepared for the pressure than they were the first game of the season, and it'll be an interesting test for our team. Evansville's coming off a victory against a team in the OVC that has as many wins as all but one team in our league at home the other day. They're a much better team at home. We certainly fouled them too much and gave up too much around the basket in the previous meeting, so that's something we're going to have to be prepared for.
Any questions?
Come on, Will.
Talk a little bit about what you talked to your team about from a mental perspective in terms of getting ready to play a lot of games on the road.
Well, yeah, we've played a lot on the road, and we do that for a couple of reasons. One, it challenges our team to get ready for non-conference play. It allows us to bond a little more. But the biggest thing that we've talked about on the road is right now is really you cannot control the officials, you cannot control the crowd. The things you can control, you need to take care of business and you need to handle. And free throw shooting really is our major problem, especially on the road. We probably have 3 more victories on the road if we shoot free throws a little better. Right now we're a poor free throw shooting team, and we're very poor on the road. And we've had opportunities at Indiana to seal the game at the free throw line. We missed 2 front ends of 1-and-1s, our 2 best free throw shooters. We go 3 of 9 from the free throw line in a game against a Big Ten opponent on their floor, and you lose on the last possession, and that's the reason. Same thing, Alabama A&M came back, had a lead, 3 best free throw shooters on the team, go to the line, all of them miss free throws. We missed 5 in the last 2 minutes and lose a ball game, and then a couple of nights later, Alabama A&M turns around and beats the team that was picked to win our conference by almost 30. So, we've got to be more focused, and I really think that's the large part of it. We're not a good free throw shooting team as a team. We certainly have spent a lot of time shooting free throws, more this year than at any point in my career, and we've been a pretty good free throw shooting team until this year, and that's our number one concern going on the road.
Talk a little bit about Erica. Seems like in flashes she looks like she has the talent to be one of the best point guards you've ever had.
No doubt about it. She has the physical tools to be a pro, and that's something that I've talked to her quite a bit about. We expect her, if she wants to have that opportunity when she graduates from Murray State, to go overseas or play a little bit of basketball and get paid. She has to have an aggressive attack mentality all the time. There's no reason for her ever to step on the court and not feel like she's the best player on the floor. Whether she's playing at the University of Louisville or the University of Connecticut, you still have to have that feeling if you're that player. The other night against St. Louis, when she comes at you full speed, there's not a whole lot you can do. When a player with that type of athletic ability really is aggressive, you're kind of at their mercy. Her perimeter shooting has improved to where she's a threat on the perimeter and people have to defend that. And, she's as quick as anybody we've had. And, we're certainly excited to have her and happy that she's embraced the role, looking to score more. She's never been a big scorer in her career. So we're kind of having to change her mindset a little bit, similar to what we had to do with Amber Guffey her freshman and sophomore year to get to that point.
How have your girls really handled their ability to execute this new style of defense and the pressure? Do you still see it being effective, even though maybe some of the teams are catching on?
Well, teams are catching on. We talked St. Louis. We played them. They had about 4 days to prepare for us. we played them at their place, and I think we had 13 steals and forced 23 turnovers. Then they had an extra week where they didn't play a game to prepare for us, and they came down here, and I think we forced 20-something turnovers and had 14 steals. The pressure is not necessarily, and we're pretty high in the national rankings in steals forced and turnover margin, and the pressure is not necessarily to get the steals immediately. It's to force the tempo, and it really keeps the other team from being able to settle in and run their offense. The same thing with the half-court trapping. It's hard to run your offense. Now, that being said, it's hard for us when we prepare for a team because all of our players have to be in every position, because when we trap and rotate out, you never know who you're going to end up guarding in the half-court. So our players have to be extremely focused for the entire game. Same thing with practice when we prepare. So, it makes it difficult. It will get better as the year goes on, and we may not force more turnovers than we're forcing right now. I mean, the turnovers that we force may decrease as the year goes on, but that does not mean that the pressure and the press is not improving. But what it does is it just puts so much mental fatigue and just wears down the opponent.